Hello and welcome to Movie Show Plus. This is our Season 8 premiere episode. It's so great to be here. It is 2023. It's going to be an exciting year at the movies, and we are so happy to be bringing you everything movie-related through our show, Movie Show Plus, this year. I'm film critic Tom Santilli. My cohort, Greg Russell, who I co-host the show with and co-produce the show with, actually was supposed to be here today and had something come up at the last minute that made him not able to attend. We were going to be out on location. We were going to be at the Imagine Theaters in Royal Oak, their new sports book that they have there, their sports book lounge, and we were going to be talking to you live, the two of us together, but didn't work out that way. We still wanted to bring you the premiere. As they say in show business, the show must go on. So here I am. I'm going to bring you everything that you would come to expect from Movie Show Plus coming at you momentarily. For those new to the show, thank you for joining us. Welcome to Movie Show Plus. We have been around in some way, shape, or form on Detroit television going on 20 plus years now at this point. In some way, shape, or form on different channels, different stations. Happy to be here right now on WADL TV 38 here in 2023. But we relaunched the show in 2018. It's our current form that we're in now, and I am just so happy to be a part of this show and to bring you all of this movie stuff each and every week. Some notes. Our new format for the year, our plan is we are going to be on monthly at least. We're probably going to do about 15 new shows throughout the year, one a month. We will be on every single Sunday on air, though, so if you missed an episode, you can catch it up in a replay or a rerun. We're bringing you our new show now. We're going to have 2 new shows in February as we lead towards the Oscars, which are March 12th. I'll be back to talk more a little bit on the Oscars here in a second. But our show has a bunch of fun segments that we kind of switch in and out. We have What's Hot in Hollywood. We have Greg Russell Spotlight, where Greg interviews a lot of celebrity interviews. He has some coming up later in this episode. We have Plus One with Tom Santilli, which is my little interview segment. On today's episode, if in case you missed it, we're going to also show you my interview with Guillermo del Toro, the director and creator of Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, which was one of my favorite films of 2022. That's coming up on the show. We also have Trailer Park, which is a segment where we showcase new trailers. This particular episode I'm really excited about because we're going to be showing a new trailer from a local filmmaker, from Matt Bush. It's just an amazing local trailer that you really won't believe it once you see it. So stick around for Trailer Park. There's going to be all kinds of other stuff in the show. So just kind of stick around. This show is meant for people that love movies, people that live in Michigan, and who kind of want to know what's going on in the movie industry and to kind of know what's going on and what they can watch and what's happening out there. So we're going to bring all that to you. Without further ado then, let's get into our first segment, which I'm going to do solo. It's called What's Hot in Hollywood. Hey, it's me again. What's hot in Hollywood? Well, there's nothing hotter than the Oscar nominations. They just happened as I'm filming this right now, and I wanted to bring you some of my reaction. Now, look, we're going to have a lot more to talk about with the Oscars as we move forward. I want you all to know that March 12th is the Oscars. It will air on Channel 7 in Detroit, WXYZ. It will also be on, streaming platforms. You can check your local listings. That's all coming March 12th. If you didn't know, me and Greg host one of the biggest Oscar events of the year, the Oscar Gala. But in addition to that, for those that might remember last year, we have another Oscar event that we're hosting in February. That's right, on Sunday, February the 19th, at the Maple Theater in Bloomfield Township, we will be hosting our Academy Award preview discussion. This is such a fun, great night out at the movies. You come into the theater. It's hosted by me and Greg. We'll have a whole presentation for you. We'll go through all the nominees this year. We'll talk tidbits and fun facts and records and kind of talk to you about our predictions and what we think is going to win. And it's interactive and lots of fun for those that were at it last year. They know about it this year. Also, we might have some exclusive prizes and gifts like I tend to always have that we might be raffling off that night. So mark your calendar for that. It's Sunday, February the 19th at the Maple Theater. Tickets are $15, and you can get your tickets at themapletheater.com. Then, mark your calendars, save the date, March 12th. It's the Oscar Gala at the Maple Theater. This is one of the coolest nights of the year. Me and Greg, again, host this in-theater event where we all get together. We watch the Oscars live on the big screen. There's a live band, a photo booth, food, popcorn, drinks. We're having several giveaways. We've done silent auctions in the past. And we just have, it's so much fun. It's such a great night out. Dress up, dress down, just come as you are. But come and make sure you get tickets to that. It's the Oscar Gala at the Maple Theater. You want to get tickets soon at themapletheater.com because this event is expected to sell out this year. So please get on that, and we'll see you out at the Maple. So, all of that, talking about the Oscars, I'm not going to give you my predictions right now, but I am going to give you some of my reaction. Of all the films, it was Everything Everywhere All at Once that earned the most nominations this year. It had 11 total nominations. Banshees of Inisherin came in second with 9, tied with All Quiet on the Western Front. That movie, All Quiet on the Western Front, was really a huge surprise. It got a lot of steam last week when the BAFTAs came out, and it kind of cleaned up over there. People were not expecting it to do quite as well, but it did phenomenal at the Oscars. 9 total nominations. Not only was it nominated for Best International Film, but it was nominated as well for Best Picture, which was a huge surprise. This movie, I loved it, actually. It was graphic violence like maybe I've never seen before, so it really is a hard watch, maybe not for everybody. But wow, from a technical perspective, I totally understand why it's up for all these awards. And if you can stomach it, it's on Netflix, and it's definitely worth watching. There was a performance or two in this movie that I thought could have gotten nominated as well, that did at the BAFTAs, did not here. But I guess, you take what you can get when you're a foreign film showing up like it did with 9 nominations at the Academy Awards. Elsewhere, big sort of surprise. Brian Tyree Henry gets a Best Supporting Actor nod for Causeway. What does that mean exactly? Well, not only is it definitely well-deserving and a bit of a surprise, but it means that Paul Dano is out. Paul Dano in The Fabelmans was expected to be in this category, likely bumped out of it by Brian Tyree Henry there. I do want to point out the inclusion of Judd Hirsch. This was a huge surprise. Judd Hirsch being nominated here, Paul Dano not for the same film. Judd Hirsch is become now the second oldest actor ever nominated, behind Christopher Plummer, and also he was in the film for less than 10 minutes. More to say about The Fabelmans. Steven Spielberg has been nominated in each of the last 6 decades. He now has 9 total Best Director nominations, having been nominated for The Fabelmans. That ties Martin Scorsese, who also has 9. They're tied for second overall. Over in the Supporting Actress category, Angela Bassett is the first acting nomination for a Marvel film for her role in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Of all of the surprises, there were none bigger at all than the inclusion of actress Andrea Riseborough for Best Actress. Her inclusion, though, which is great and to be applauded, it hurts my heart in this category that Danielle Deadwyler was snubbed for her performance in Till. I thought that this was the best performance of the year. I thought this movie was great, even though it wasn't getting a lot of love from critics. But her performance, Danielle Deadwyler was a front runner. She was expected to be nominated. She was not in this category, and that just hurts. Also left out of the category, Viola Davis, her role in The Woman King. Just, 2 wonderful actors that are out on the outside looking in this year. Speaking of outside looking in, all 5 of this year's director nominations are men. This is after the last 2 years in a row of women directors winning. The big question for a lot of moviegoers is, will one of the 2 biggest films of 2022 win Best Picture? Both Top Gun Maverick and Avatar: The Way of Water were included for Best Picture. That gives a lot of fans something to root for. Couple more quick facts. The Triangle of Sadness is a film that really overperformed here. Nobody expected this movie, especially in the major categories of original screenplay, best picture, and best director. Just crazy that Triangle of Sadness performed that well. It's obviously loved by the Academy, and it'll probably be one of those films that a lot of people need to go run out and check and find where it's at and make sure they see it before Oscar night. One of my favorite films of the year, Babylon, got snubbed pretty hard. And also, even though Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio might be the frontrunner for Best Animated Feature, I was very disappointed that that was the only category in which it was nominated for. And let's end this on a happy note. John Williams, the legendary composer on the cusp of 91 years of age, he continues his trek to catch up with Walt Disney for the most nominations ever. Walt had 59 total nominations. John Williams just earned his 53rd nomination. If you consider that Disney won his nominations across multiple categories, what John Williams is and has been to this industry is just, it'll never be met, it'll never be reached, and we are literally watching a living legend do what he does, and we're all thankful for it. I know I am. John Williams, nominated for Best Score for The Fabelmans. That's maybe one of the longer What's Hot in Hollywood segments we'll ever do, but there was a lot to get to as far as the Academy Award things went, so I hope you enjoyed all that. We're going to take a short break. On the flip side, when we come back, we're going to get into some of Greg's celebrity interviews, my interview with Guillermo del Toro, as well as the Trailer Park segment and some other cool stuff. Also, some info towards the end of the episode that you're not going to want to miss in terms of the Oscar Gala and what you can do to score some cool stuff along the way. Before we hit commercial, here again are all of the Oscar nominations in all categories.
Then you'll see me ignite on fire like a heat wave, 'cause my powers are supernatural.
Visit our bar and lounge at the Maple, a great place to gather before or after your movie, with live music on weekends. Cocktails, snacks, and great ambiance, wonderful for social and corporate parties. The Lounge at the Maple.
Well, it's Groundhog Day. Again?
Fathom Events presents the 30th anniversary of Groundhog Day, returning to cinemas February 2nd and 5th only.
Phil Connors. Ned?
For more information, visit fathomevents.com.
Hey, Greg Russell here from Movie Show Plus. Enjoying being here at the Foundation Hotel this week. We've been taking the show on the road quite a bit. Now, if you've got a business that you would like us to showcase, just let us know. Get in touch with us via our website right here, movieshowplus.com, and we'll get back with you. And hey, who knows? You might be the next movie star right here on Movie Show Plus.
I mean, yeah, this script rang so true, as you said. So much of the dialogue, I was like, this is so accurate. And you're absolutely right. I mean, there's obstacles that everyone has to go through, but that's kind of what love is. That's what being a parent is. That's what commitment is. So, yeah, this movie's definitely thought-provoking and hilarious, but also sometimes cringe and sad and, real.
I'm a grandfather. I understand him.
Yeah. Right. You thought you had it made, and then all of a sudden these little munchkins appear. Yeah, right.
Yep. And I always want to borrow your stuff. It's like, no,
Yeah.
leave it there.
Yeah.
And Deborah Jo, same with you. I mean, she's back, but now Kitty's even got even more like little quips that she's throwing in.
Oh no, Kitty is so happy. She's been alone with Red for a while now. She is so happy.
New in the trailer park this week, I am very excited to share with you the trailer for an independent sci-fi film. You don't hear those words usually put together in the same sentence, but the impossible is always possible when you're talking about Matt Bush. Matt Bush, local Detroit guy, and he is just a phenomenal artist and talent. He is bringing to us a new trilogy of films that he's been working on for a decade. And he just recently released his very first trailer for the film ALADDIN 3477. It's a film that you can help support. Check out Matt Bush. Look up ALADDIN 3477 on Facebook, social media channels, YouTube, and find out ways where you can help support and become even like a part of the production of this movie and get some cool stuff along the way. But without further ado, I'd like to share with you the trailer, the first trailer, for ALADDIN 3477.
You disappeared and you stole my vintage hollow projector.
I can explain everything.
Yeah, you and your stupid Radiohead robot.
Hey, I like to recycle.
Oh, sure. Regal monarchs and maharajas handpicked by my father. My life is brimming with romance.
We're better than this, Fidji. We belong up there.
No one asked you.
Let me say that this is such an honor to speak with you. This movie absolutely blew me away. This is the second time I've seen it. I'm so impressed. You mentioned it earlier today that Pinocchio is a international story. Everybody knows Pinocchio. A lot of people's entry point, though, to the story was the Disney version. What do you think people will be the most surprised by, or what do you hope people get out of your version when they're going in kind of with the expectations of what they think they know about the story?
I think it's a very liberating story, this one. There are there's a dialogue between fatherhood and childhood that is very meaningful no matter where you stand in it. There's a compassionate and beautiful and heartfelt advocacy for disobedience and imperfection. There is a movie with a very forgiving, loving energy, and they will be surprised that basically the story goes counter to every Pinocchio I've ever seen. It goes in favor of freedom and in favor of self, and that goes a long way these days.
I've heard people describe your version too as, it's Pinocchio, but it's darker. Would you agree with that characterization, that this is a dark story?
I disagree completely. Yeah. I think it's the opposite. I think it's the most luminous and big-hearted movie I've ever done. And Mark Gustafson and I always saw it that way. We always saw it as an incredibly beautiful film. Now, it is very easy to have a movie that takes place in a difficult time historically, that deals with life and death and says darker, but I think that the darkness is there to illuminate, to actually allow the illumination, to give contrast to the light, and the light is the overwhelming energy in this movie.
Part of this film too, and it was never more clear to me that this was true when walking through the exhibit earlier, the Pinocchio exhibit, this idea that animation is film, and
yes.
I've heard you talk a lot about this. Could you briefly just tell me, about what don't people know about the art form of animation that you think is important that they know when it comes to film?
I think animation, in terms of artistic endeavor and realization of things that are physical and tangible, especially in stop motion, is as difficult an art form, and even more so because you're doing it frame by frame and you're dictating every gesture for the characters than live action. It's a different effect, but it's every bit the art form. And people get confused and think animation is a genre for kids, but it's an art form. It's a medium that allows complex and more profound reflections and thoughts and philosophies to be shown and handled in pure abstraction, which is great. It allows thought and discussion of very, very beautiful and powerful subjects.
Thank you again so much for your time. This was great getting a chance to meet with you, and
Same here.
I hope everybody gets a chance to check this film out.
They should do it.
Well, we're getting towards the end of our premiere episode here of Movie Show Plus. We want to thank you again for joining us. Nice well wish out there to Greg Russell, who wasn't able to join us here in person, but he, of course, will be back with the show in upcoming episodes. Speaking of upcoming episodes of Movie Show Plus, we have a lot going on coming up I'd like to share with you right now. First off, we have a new episode coming February 12th that you can check out. That'll be on Sunday, February the 12th. 4:30, it'll debut on TV and online. More information as that comes. Then, February 19th, I mentioned it earlier in the show, Sunday, February 19th at the Maple Theater is our Oscar preview discussion live. Come out to the Maple Theater. We're going to go through all the Oscar categories, get you ready for the Oscars that come later. The following week, February the 26th, that'll be another new episode of Movie Show Plus where we'll be on location again. We have a great establishment lined up for that show. That'll be our Oscar preview show. If you aren't able to make the live discussion event, that's the show you're going to want to catch. It'll be mine and Greg's predictions and also getting you ready for the big Oscar event on March 12th. That leads us to the Oscar Gala at the Maple Theater, March 12th. Do not miss it. Me and Greg are hosting. Tickets are now on sale. Go on your screen, themapletheater.com. Tickets are now on sale for both the Oscar preview discussion and the Oscar gala. We are expecting some sellouts, so get your tickets and get them fast so that you can be a part of these cool special events out at the Maple Theater hosted by myself and Greg. On our website, movieshowplus.com, we have a calendar function. If you go there, you can look, visually see everything that we have coming up on Movie Show Plus, new episodes, air dates, but also me and Greg and what we're up to in town. Did you know that you can support our show? Our show, since the pandemic, has been funded exclusively by our Patreon supporters. If you don't know what Patreon is, you can go to the website on your screen, scan the QR code, and check it out. Basically, it's like this. You can pledge as little as $3 a month to support our show, and by doing so, you get some special swag. There's higher levels where you can pledge $5, $10, $25 a month if you so choose. By doing so, you get even cooler stuff. There's mugs, t-shirts, hats, also better chances at winning some of the promos and the ticket offers and some of the other stuff that we do offer from time to time throughout the year. If you haven't heard any of that stuff, if you haven't done any of that stuff yet, if you do one thing after having watched this show, make it signing up for the Movie Show Plus e-newsletter. It's free. You go to movieshowplus.com. On the main page, there's a sign up. By signing up to this, you'll get occasional emails from us, and it'll be letting you know all the stuff that's going on. But there's a lot of perks for being part of the newsletter club. And in fact, haven't revealed it yet, but our newsletter supporters are going to get special treatment, I'll say, at the Oscar Gala. The Patreon supporters are going to have even cooler stuff given to them, but we're going to treat you guys like VIP. It's our VIP list. We appreciate your support, and we want to support you guys as much as you support us and our show. So thank you all for watching Movie Show Plus. Thank you for all of the support throughout the years. I'm excited for 2023. I'm also excited for these next few months as we head towards the Oscar Gala, March 12th. Don't miss it. I'm Tom Santilli. Greg Russell will be here next time, and we will see you all at the movies.
Check out movieshowplus.com to watch this episode online, and for exclusive content, extended interviews with Greg Russell, and a complete archive of movie reviews with Tom Santilli. Also, make sure to like and follow us on social media and on our Movie Show Plus YouTube channel.